You know those people who post, "Cut off your fake friends in silence" on Instagram with a black heart emoji? Yeah, I used to laugh at that. Until it became my life. My name's Jada Wilson. I just graduated from Northridge High, a school that thinks it's the Harvard of suburban New Jersey, but it's really just where rich kids and overachievers pretend their lives aren't falling apart. And my best friend? Her name was Zoe Mathiz. She had that kind of beauty that made people stare, light brown skin that glowed in the sun, curly hair she always wore in a messy bun that somehow still looked like it belonged on Pinterest, and a smile that made teachers forgive her for not doing homework. We were inseparable for 4 years. Like, matching hoodie level. Inside jokes, secret playlists, crying in each other's cars after breakups, even talking about being roommates in college. She was my safe place. Or so I thought. Our graduation party was supposed to be legendary. Not your basic house party with cheap vodka and sticky floors. No, Zoe's cousin, Trey, DJ'd downtown clubs, and her mom rented out an entire Airbnb mansion by the lake. Everyone was there. And I mean everyone, the jocks, the loners, the TikTok famous twins from chemistry, even Mr. Langley, our guidance counselor, popped in for a second and awkwardly left when someone offered him a Jell-O shot. I wore a red jumpsuit I saved for 3 months for. Zoe had on this emerald green satin dress that made her look like money. We were dancing, drinking, posing for selfies, being loud, being us. And that's when it started. Around 11:43 p.m., yes, I checked the time later like a true overthinker. I stepped out of the living room to answer a FaceTime from my cousin MIA. She was just calling to yell, "You better not be crying over no dude tonight," as her toddler screamed in the background. Classic MIA. I left my drink on the kitchen counter. It was a pineapple Malibu mixed with Monster Energy. Disgusting, I know, but I liked the chaos of it. I'd made it myself. When I came back not even 4 minutes later, I saw Zoe standing next to it, alone. She jumped a little when I walked in. Like she didn't expect me back so fast. I tilted my head. "What are you doing?" She smiled, fake. I swear I'd never seen her smile like that before. "Just waiting for you. I thought I'd keep your drink safe." I laughed it off, but my stomach flipped. Not in a fun way. In the something's off but you don't want to seem paranoid kind of way. Then I saw it. Just barely, this tiny vial in her hand, tucked behind her phone. She tried to slide it into her purse quick, but I caught a glimpse. It was clear, had a purple label that said Dream Drop. I'd seen it on TikTok before. It was some sketchy sleep-inducing supplement that influencers were calling natural melatonin, but the FDA hadn't cleared it. Some people said it made you feel drunk, drowsy, or straight up blackout if you took too much. It was banned at our school. And it was in her hand. Next to my drink. My heart started pounding in my ears. I didn't say anything. I just looked at the cup, then at her. And I smiled. A real one. "Oh, thanks for watching my drink," I said sweetly. "I gotta pee though. Can you grab me a napkin real quick?" She blinked. "Here." "Napkin," I repeated, nodding toward the snack table. "I spilled some on my hand earlier." She hesitated, then shrugged and walked away. The moment her back turned, I grabbed the cup and switched it with her untouched one sitting by the fruit bowl. The same type. Same cup. I made sure. When she came back, I took her cup, the one I knew was mine, and handed her the one she thought she laced. "Cheers to us," I said. We clinked cups. She drank all of it. And I? I sipped mine like nothing happened. I watched her the rest of the night. Slowly, her eyes got heavy. She started slurring. She giggled at things that weren't funny. And then she passed out on the back porch, face down in her designer pose. Everyone thought she just drank too much. But I knew the truth. She tried to drug me. And she had no idea she'd just taken her own trap. The thing about pretending everything's okay is, eventually, you get real good at it. The morning after the party, my phone was blowing up with Snapchat stories, blurry videos of people screaming the lyrics to Act Up, and grainy shots of Zoe passed out on the porch like she was just too turned. The captions were brutal. "Someone check on Sleeping Beauty, loudly crying face, loudly crying face, loudly crying face. Zoe deadass drank the whole jungle juice by herself skull. Bro, who drugged Zoe? Or did she do it to herself?" LMAO. I didn't laugh. Not even a little. I just kept scrolling, heart pounding, wondering if I was insane for thinking what I thought. Did she really try to drug me? Was I overreacting? Maybe she was just holding the vial for someone else? Maybe she thought it was harmless? But no. That smile she gave me when I caught her by the cup? That fake, me, smile? That wasn't innocent. That was a mask slipping. I couldn't sleep, so I started Googling. Dream Drop Sleep Elixir. Not FDA approved. Causes dizziness, nausea, hallucinations in high doses. Banned in high schools. Used recreationally to lower inhibitions at parties. Can be mixed with alcohol to intensify effects. There were Reddit threads. One girl said her drink got spiked with Dream Drop by a guy at a college frat party and she blacked out for 6 hours. Another said she took 2 drops voluntarily and couldn't remember her Uber ride home. Zoe didn't use 1 drop. That vial was halfway empty. My throat got tight. Then I remembered something. 2 weeks ago. I'd left my locker open during lunch and came back to find my hydro flask unscrewed. Zoe had been there, waiting for me. I thought it was weird, but I didn't question it. Now? I was starting to see everything differently. There was also that time Marcus, my boyfriend, said Zoe had texted him late at night asking if he wanted to chill since Jada was busy. He thought it was a joke. I made a joke out of it too. Played it cool. I wasn't feeling cool now. I sat on the floor of my bedroom in silence. Just staring at the wall. I kept thinking, why would she do this to me? Was she jealous? Was this some twisted joke? Did she want to hurt me, or was it about Marcus, or both? I didn't even hear my mom walk in until she sat down next to me. Hey, what's going on with you? She asked softly. I didn't answer. I couldn't. My throat was on lockdown. The tears came without warning, hot, angry ones. I didn't even look at her, just whispered, I think someone tried to do something to me last night. My mom froze. Her face shifted instantly, mom mode activated. What do you mean, Jada? What happened? I don't want to talk about it yet, I said, wiping my face. Not until I know for sure. She didn't press. Just hugged me. Like real tight. Like she knew I wasn't just being dramatic. She stayed with me while I sat there, crumbling from the inside out. I kept playing that moment over in my head. The switch, the fake toast, the way she guzzled down what she thought was my drink without hesitation. She trusted that cup. She trusted I wouldn't catch her. That's how confident she was in whatever sick game she was playing. That's when something in me clicked. I wasn't just scared anymore. I was angry. This girl, this person I called my sister, was out here trying to take me down quietly. Like I was dumb. Like I'd just wake up confused and brush it off. Nah. I wasn't about to play the clueless victim in her little mean girl's fantasy. If she wanted to play dirty, she messed with the wrong one. But I wasn't about to blow up her life publicly, not yet. I needed to be smarter. Colder. I needed proof. Answers. And if I was going to confront her, I needed her to feel exactly what I felt. Confused, exposed, betrayed. I stared at her Insta story that night. She posted a pic of her lying in bed with a caption. Still recovering never drinking again. I tapped her name. I stared at her profile picture, the one of us from prom, laughing like the world wasn't about to split in half. I whispered to myself, you messed with the wrong drink, Zoe. And now? I'm coming for the truth. You ever look someone in the eye and suddenly feel like you've never actually known them? That was me staring at Zoe across the Starbucks table 2 days after the party. She looked calm. Comfortable even. She ordered her usual, iced caramel macchiato, light ice. I didn't order anything. My stomach was too twisted. I had texted her the night before like everything was normal. Let's hang. I feel like we didn't even get to talk at the party. She replied instantly. Yes, I miss you. Let's catch up, babe. The lies were flowing as easily as her fake little hearts. But this time, I wasn't coming empty-handed. I was coming for answers. When she sat down across from me, I forced a smile. She wore that same I'm innocent energy she always pulled out when she knew she'd done something shady. That energy that said, you love me too much to stay mad. Not today. I pulled out my phone and hit play. The video was short, 15 seconds. Blurry. Shaky. But clear enough to catch her hand moving fast over the red cup, right after I walked away. You could see the glint of the tiny glass vial in her palm before she slid it into her pouch. Clear enough to see her switch cups with a little smirk. Her eyes widened. And then, like clockwork, her face dropped. "Wait, what the hell is that?" she said, laughing nervously. "You seriously think that's me?" "Zoe," I said quietly, "don't lie to me. I saw you. With my own eyes." She looked around like she was making sure no one else was listening. Then she leaned in, lowered her voice, and said, "Okay. Fine. You want to know the truth so bad?" I nodded. She scoffed, looked down at her drink, and then looked back up like she was bored. "I wasn't trying to kill you or anything. God, relax. It was just dream drop. People use it all the time. I just wanted you to act a little stupid. Sloppy. Maybe trip over your heels, knock over the punch. You know, just enough to make you look dumb." I sat still, heart pounding. "Why?" She rolled her eyes like I was asking dumb questions. "Because," she said sharply, "you've always been perfect, Jada. Always the one teachers love. Always winning awards. Everyone calling you smart and pretty and funny." Her voice cracked on that last word. "You don't get it, do you?" she said, bitter. "You walk into a room and people look at you. And I'm just Zoe. The friend. The background character." I was frozen. "And that guy, Sean," she continued, eyes narrowing. "He had a crush on you. I liked him. But he never looked at me. So yeah, I thought if you made a fool of yourself in front of him, maybe he'd stop liking you. Maybe he'd see I'm the one that's chill, that's fun, that's real." I couldn't breathe for a second. She said it like it was reasonable. Like it was logical. "You tried to drug me over a guy." I whispered. She didn't flinch. "I didn't think you'd notice. You weren't supposed to switch the cup. You weren't supposed to be a psychopath," I snapped. She leaned back, smirking like she was tired of pretending. "You act like I tried to poison you. It was just a drop. You would have wobbled around for a bit, maybe said something dumb. No one would remember by morning. But you," she pointed at me like I was the villain, "you always land on your feet. It's annoying." I sat there, stunned. This wasn't jealousy. This was envy on steroids. A whole performance. A full-on plot. Not a prank. Not a mistake. A setup. And the worst part? She wasn't even sorry. "You've been competing with me this whole time?" I asked, blinking hard. "While I was busy loving you like a sister." She looked away. Shrugged. "I just wanted one night where I didn't have to be in your damn shadow." Silence dropped between us like a bomb. I stood up slowly, pushing my chair back without a word. "Jada, don't be dramatic. You don't get to say my name anymore." I walked out, heart racing, hands shaking. It was like the skin I'd worn for years, the one that believed in best friends and sleepovers and loyalty, had been ripped off in that cafe. I'd seen her truth. And it was ugly. She didn't want to be Ms. Friend. She wanted to be me. And she almost got away with it. You know how people say once you take off someone's mask, you'll wish you never saw their real face? Yeah. That's exactly what happened after I left that Starbucks. I walked home with my heart pounding in my chest like it was trying to escape. I didn't cry. I didn't even tell my mom, not yet. I just lay on my bed staring at the ceiling, replaying her words over and over again like they were burnt into my brain. "I just wanted one night where I didn't have to be in your damn shadow." Those words had claws. But I didn't stay silent for long. The next day, I sent the video to my close circle, not to start drama, but because if Zoe could fake a friendship for years, she was capable of anything. I needed backup. I needed people to know the truth before she twisted it. I didn't post it online. I wasn't trying to go viral. But secrets have wings. And Zoe's secret? Grew legs, arms, and a loud-ass mouth. By the end of the week, everyone from our school had either seen the video or heard about it. Screenshots started floating around, texts from Zoe being shady to other girls, mocking people behind their backs, complaining about how Jada gets everything. And just like that, the Zoe everyone thought they knew started to crumble. But the wildest part? She wasn't even the one who told her mom. Her mom called mine. I came home from the store to find my mom standing in the kitchen with her arms crossed, holding her phone like it just cursed her out. Zoe's mother just called me crying, she said. I stopped mid-step. She said you're spreading lies about Zoe, that people are attacking her online, and she's getting threatening messages. I opened my mouth to speak, but she held up a hand. She also said you manipulated a video to make it look like Zoe did something bad. That part nearly made me laugh. Manipulated? I unlocked my phone, pulled up the video, and handed it to her without a word. She watched. Twice. When she looked up, her face was hard. Quiet. The kind of angry that's colder than yelling. She poured something into your drink. I nodded. And switched the cups. Yeah. That was all I needed to say. Mom didn't call Zoe's mom back. She didn't need to. By the time Monday hit, Sean had seen it too. He texted me first. Is this why she kept pulling me away from you at the party? I thought I was tripping. Then he followed up. I'm sorry you had to go through that. You didn't deserve it. And just like that, her plan backfired beautifully. He wanted nothing to do with her. Blocked her. Deleted the pictures. And when someone asked him in class why he cut her off, he didn't hold back. She tried to ruin a girl just because people liked her more. That's loser energy. Boom. Her social credit? Overdrawn. But it wasn't just Sean. It was people I never even talked to. Girls from track, classmates from English, even a girl who sat behind us in science. They all started messaging me. She did the same thing to me back in junior year. She told people I copied your homework so they'd stop talking to me. I'm glad someone finally saw through her. Turns out Zoe had been playing puppet master for a long time, yanking strings, cutting off friendships, planting rumors, all with that fake sweet smile. And people were done being controlled. The group chat she used to run like a queen? Left and silent. The Instagram page where she posted all our grad pics? Gone. She tried to post a Notes app apology, full of I'm going through a lot right now, and I never meant to hurt anyone. But no one was buying it. People had receipts. People had memories. And I had peace. Well, almost. Because Zoe wasn't the type to bow out gracefully. When she realized no one was defending her, she switched strategies, from apologetic to petty. She posted a cryptic story. Crazy how people act all innocent when they've done worse behind the scenes. But go off, victim. No name. No context. But everybody knew who it was for. That's the thing about villains in denial. When they fall, they try to take you down with them. But I wasn't scared. Because for the first time, I wasn't hiding behind loyalty. I was standing in truth. And Zoe? She was just a girl who hated herself so much, she tried to break the one person who had nothing but love for her. The week after the fallout? It was supposed to be the calm after the storm. You know, time for wounds to heal, for normalcy to creep back in. Yeah. That didn't happen. Zoe's petty Instagram jab wasn't the last we saw of her. No. She went full-on war mode. First, it was the texts. Hundreds of them, buzzing into my phone all day and night. You think you won? LOL. People still love me, you just don't know it. Watch your back. I blocked her number after the first few. Then the whispers started. Halls in school felt colder. Glances sharper. I caught the corner of a sneer here, a smirk there. A few friends whispered things I wasn't meant to hear, things like she's going to ruin you, and you'll regret this. It felt like a slow bleed. But the worst was what happened one afternoon, after school. I was in the library, working on an assignment, when I noticed a crumpled note slipped under my textbook. It read, "This isn't over." No signature. No hint who it was from. But I knew. It was Zoe. My heart pounded. I'd been scared before. Not like this. I realized she was trying to make me afraid. Trying to control me through fear, just like she tried to control my reputation. But I wasn't going to give her that power. I showed the note to my mom when I got home. She was furious, protective in that quiet way that made you feel like nothing in the world could touch you. "We're going to the principal," she said firmly. The school took it seriously. They offered me counseling, extra security, and made sure Zoe stayed away from me during school hours. But Zoe wasn't done. One evening, as I was scrolling through my phone, I got a message on Snapchat from an unknown account. It was a picture, my locker door, defaced with hateful graffiti. Words like liar, fake, And worst of all, drugged by her own friend. The caption said, "This is just the beginning." I sat frozen. Tears stung my eyes, but this time it wasn't sadness. It was rage. Zoe had crossed a line where friendship ended and stalking began. That night, I debated what to do. Should I fight back publicly? Call her out on social media? Or just stay quiet and hope it stops? But deep down, I knew hiding was exactly what she wanted. So I made a choice. I posted a video. Not a rant. Not a call out. Just me. Talking to my phone like I was talking to a friend. I said, "You know, sometimes the people who hurt you the most are the ones you trusted the most. But I'm done being afraid. I'm done letting someone else's jealousy and hate define me. If you're watching this, Zoe, know this, I'm not your victim. I'm not your shadow. I'm me. And I'm stronger than you'll ever be." The response was overwhelming. Messages flooded in from strangers, classmates, even teachers. People shared their own stories of betrayal and how they found their strength. For the first time, I felt seen. Heard. Powerful. Zoe? She vanished for a few days. Then, like a bad soap opera, she tried to slide back into my life. Not with apologies. Not with remorse. Just more lies. She told people I was the one causing drama, that I was too sensitive and looking for attention. But no one listened. The truth was out. And it was loud. By the time graduation rolled around, Zoe was an outsider. A cautionary tale whispered about in hallways. I walked across that stage proud, knowing I'd survived the storm. More than that, I'd grown through it. Friendship isn't just about laughs and late-night talks. Sometimes it's about fighting. About standing tall when the people you love try to tear you down. And that's what I did. Graduation day finally arrived, the kind of day everyone dreams about. The sun was out, the air buzzing with excitement, and a crowd of proud families cheering us on. But for me, it wasn't just about the caps, gowns, or even the fancy speeches. It was about survival. It was about walking into the future with my head held high, after everything that had tried to break me. If you had told me 6 months ago that I'd be standing here, smiling, surrounded by people who actually cared, I wouldn't have believed you. But here I was. The fallout from everything with Zoe left scars, sure. Some days, I still felt the weight of betrayal sitting heavy on my chest. But then something unexpected happened. Friends showed up. Not the fair-weather kind who stick around when everything's easy, but the real ones, people who saw me beyond the rumors, beyond the drama, beyond the Instagram posts and the whispers. There was Maya, who I barely talked to in school but sent me a message one day that simply said, "I'm here if you want to talk." And we did. We talked about everything, the lies, the heartbreak, the struggle of trusting again. She shared her own story of a friendship gone toxic, and suddenly, I wasn't alone. There was also Marcus, the quiet kid from math class who never said much but showed up at graduation just to cheer for me. He told me he'd been bullied too, and that watching me stand up for myself inspired him. And then, the most surprising ally of all, Sean. He found me after the ceremony, nervous but genuine. "I'm sorry for everything," he said quietly. "I should have seen through her sooner." I smiled, because honestly, none of us had seen it coming. Together, we laughed about how crazy it all was, but also about the future, about how we wouldn't let anyone's jealousy or cruelty define us. That day, I realized something important. Life isn't about never getting hurt. It's about how you rise after the fall. The way you turn pain into power. The way you build new bridges where old ones burned. I'm still healing, of course. Some days, I get sad. Some days, I question if I'm strong enough. But then I remember how far I've come. How I switched the cups at the party, not just to protect myself, but to take control. How I faced Zoe when she finally cracked, and how I refused to let her shame me. How I stood up, spoke out, and found my voice, loud and clear. Most of all, I learned what true friendship means. It's not about who's been around the longest. It's about who's willing to stand with you when the world tries to tear you down. Sometimes, the biggest victory is simply refusing to let someone else write your ending. Because when the smoke clears, the truth always shines through. And the real friends? They'll be standing there, waiting to help you rise. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real stories just like this. And if you want to share your own experience, drop a comment below. I read every one. Stay strong, and I'll see you in the next video.